Hey friends, it's Jennifer Terri and welcome to another Philippine travel update. Today is July 23. In this video, we'll get straight into the new IATF resolutions. There was a big announcement by the IATF spokesperson. I shared that to you in the video this afternoon. We'll talk about it. What are the changes? Yes, there are changes po in the travel rules in the Philippines. Let's start with the community quarantine classifications in the Philippines. So the NCR and 4 provinces have been placed under GCQ with heightened restrictions. That's Ilocos Norte, Ilocos Sur, Davao de Oro, Davao del Norte. Moving forward, when it comes to travel quarantine testing for international travelers, as we talked about the other day, further prevent the surge in the introduction of variants in the country, such as Delta variant, will be making sure that all incoming travelers, you will quarantine and test according to the protocols. That is very clear, no? That a different protocol like Cebu will not happen anymore. The national policy shall prevail. And some good news for foreign families. This DFA exemption is no longer needed for foreign spouses, parents, or children of Filipino citizens with 9A visas may be allowed entry without the need for an entry exemption. DFA exemption, which is so hard to get, takes so long to process. Starting August 1, you don't need it as long as you have a 9A visa. Furthermore, IATF resolution says, for this purpose, the visas of the foregoing shall contain the following notation. EED not required per IATF Reso 128. Pose questions. So it is good news for those who are not holding an existing 9A visa. It means that you don't have to go through the double process of applying for EED, then getting a 9A visa. It can be just one process, just like before. But it poses questions, no? 2 questions. How about those with existing 9A visa? Their 9A visa doesn't say at the bottom or anywhere there that says, it doesn't say EED not required. Second question, how will this affect new issuance of 9A visa? So, with the rules before the announcement today is that you need to get EED before you can get 9A. So, what will be the directive? Will it be easier to get a 9A visa, or will they stop issuing 9A visa too? There have been speculations from people about that too, but there is no announcement or no sentence in the IATF resolution that says we will not be issuing new visa. No, nothing po. So what we can do right now to answer those questions is to wait for the embassies abroad to receive the memo from the DFA. Yes, this is the only way that we will find out, guys. And also, the Bureau of Immigration may be able to tell us more. But for now, we welcome this news. No more EED. No more DFA exemption requirement for families of Filipinos. On another note, the Philippines has expanded the travel restrictions from 8. From 8 countries, it is now at 10. So the addition is Malaysia and Thailand. This was kind of expected. We talked about this, I think, a week ago. And indeed, today, the Philippines has restricted the entry of all travelers from Malaysia and Thailand. This restriction will start on July 25. Diba guys? Less than 24 hours announcement. Ang galing. Passengers already in transit from Malaysia and Thailand will still be allowed if they arrive before 12 a.m. of July 25. After that, no more po. The only way you can come home is through repatriation or a special commercial flight or chartered flight. Moving forward, is there a change on the protocol? Yes, there are revisions on the Green Lanes program. Small revisions. So still, to avail the shorter quarantine of only 7 days, you need to come from a green country or you need to be vaccinated in the Philippines. For green lane, it's still 7 days in the hotel, 5th day testing. And for non-green lanes, let's say you're vaccinated and you're coming from US, UK, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Canada, Japan, ano pa ba? Qatar, UK, it's still 10 days in the hotel. Vaccinated or not vaccinated, it's the same if you're coming from a non-green country. And travelers from the restricted countries, 10 restricted countries will undergo 14 days quarantine in the hotel. The changes on the green lanes is more for the documents that are being presented, that are required to present. So for OFWs and your dependents traveling with you, it's still the same po, Polo Vaccine Pass. You can visit balikpinas.ph to apply for the verification. While for those vaccinated in the Philippines, vaccination card or LGU certificate or a Bureau of Quarantine yellow card. So for this Bureau of Quarantine yellow card po, you may make an appointment to apply online. Yes, there's online po, but this one has limited locations only. Like for example, in Mindanao, there's only one place to get this. It is in Davao. You'll have to pay 307 pesos. While for those vaccinated abroad from green countries, they're talking now about certificate issued by health authorities of their place of vaccination. Huh? And that certificate should be verified or confirmed by Philippine authorities. I think this one is very confusing. Last time they said WHO and now they're talking about certificate. So as we talked about the other week, no, the Philippines will not be removing or shortening quarantine, not anytime soon, especially with this Delta variant. But the situation right now is, I think, worse than last week because worst case scenarios are being talked about now, in which the Philippines will totally close its borders, meaning the airport would be closed, special commercial flights would be stopped. That's the worst case scenario. There was a very alarming and worrying article of CNN today talking about the probability of the Philippines totally closing the country, the borders. Meaning, no commercial flight, walang makakauwi, lahat closed, walang flight. That is the worst case scenario. That happened last year at the start of this pandemic. According to CNN, in their exclusive phone call with the president yesterday night, Thursday night, the president disclosed to them that he is considering of closing the borders, totally closed. Bawal lumabas, bawal pumasok. This is guys pag sinabing closed borders, walang pasok, walang labas. Walang flights na papasok kung walang lalabas, 'di ba? That was the scenario last year. The president said the government may impose more stringent measures compared to the existing protocols. But the president wants to hear the input of medical experts before coming up with a drastic decision. Yes, that is a very drastic decision. Imagine how much that would affect the economy of the Philippines. Imagine OFWs who are meant to leave the country to work. Diba? How much that would affect our economy. So, decisions like that, they need to be studied talaga, no? And I don't think that one person should make the decision. No, it seems like the way that our government is dealing this, that IATF recommends, and it's like the sole decision of the president to make this big decision. Maybe it's the system of the Philippine government, but I don't very much agree with that way. Why is it that decisions are made by one person only? There's so much responsibility. Anyways, and this is why the president will be calling an emergency meeting with the IATF tomorrow. Alam nyo guys, tomorrow they will have a big meeting and we will find out whether that very scary of closing the whole Philippines will happen. But personally guys, my take, I don't think that would happen. Not at the current phase that we are in the Philippines. Yes, we've found local Delta variant cases. But our cases as of now, this is according to the Department of Health website, our cases is decreasing. Look, some areas have an increasing COVID numbers and that is why they are under various restrictive measures. But some areas naman, their cases are plateauing or decreasing. So I don't think with the current situation in the Philippines that they would be closing the borders. I don't think so. But it's hard to guess the Philippine government, no? Sometimes their decisions are illogical. Like, ano pinag-isipan ba yan? But if we're to follow logic, I don't think they would close. First, there's already thousands of Filipinos stranded all around the globe because of the travel cap. Think of Saudi Arabia. It's the country with the most number of OFWs, and in their government facilities in Saudi Arabia, it's already full with stranded Filipinos. Do you think they can handle stranded Filipinos from all over the world? I don't think so. And second, we know better than last year. No, we know better of this virus compared to last year. The Philippines has improved their healthcare capacity compared last year. We improved our testing. We have quarantine facilities naman. And if you look at our healthcare capacity naman, it's not at critical level. I don't think they would be closing the borders. Not at this time. I don't think so. So based on the previous actions taken by the government, my opinion, worst case scenarios that may happen right now is they may add more travel restricted countries. Right now we have 10. They may add more. Next is, you guys won't like this, possible thing that could happen if things get worse. They may suspend Balikbayan program and the entry of foreigners with visas. This is based on the actions they have taken from before, guys, huh? Or they may increase the quarantine days too for all travelers. They may even suspend green lanes if they want to. Or they may even again decrease the travel cap. So these are worst case scenarios that are possible to happen maybe next month if the Philippines will not be able to contain this Delta variant. I don't mean to scare you guys. I don't like making assumptions, no, especially things like this that make you worry. So for now, this is not yet happening. We just pray that none of this will happen and the Philippines will able to manage their COVID cases and we don't reach the level like they have in Indonesia, our poor kababayans and Indonesians there, no? Moving forward, and furthermore, the FA Undersecretary also announced today that Bayanihan special commercial flights are for Filipinos only and are supposed to prioritize those who have pre-existing tickets. There you go. Sana nga mangyari dahil yung mga kababayan ting may ticket, matagal na yan may ticket even before these travel restrictions. Just rebook. They've also announced that July 27 and July 30 repatriation flights from UAE are already fully booked. They're processing for passenger list for August flights for 6, 13, 20, and 27 po. And then, we have more information. The DFA Undersecretary shared this on her Twitter. I highly recommend, guys, to follow her Twitter at Twitter of Sarah Lou Ismael Ariola. She is the Undersecretary of DFA. Mga announcement po nilalagay niya sa Twitter niya. Sometimes nagre-reply siya. Very sometimes lang naman. So, here we have more information about the special commercial flights. Una, airlines may request for bayanihan flights to the DFA beginning August 2021. Any increase in frequency will depend on the availability of identified hotels as quarantine facilities. Yan, depende na naman sa capacity ng mga hotels. And then airlines that provide the lowest economy rates and those with capable of accommodating passengers with previously bought or confirmed tickets shall be prioritized. Okay, very good yan. Good yan. We're glad with that. Yung pinakamura daw at yung may pinakamaraming pasahero na meron ng tickets na noon pa, yun yung i-priority. So parang kung papakinggan mong lowest economy rate at saka may pinakamaraming previously bought ticket, parang Cebu Pacific, di ba? Moving forward, special commercial flights lead time shall be 1 week. Scheduled commercial flights shall be endorsed to DOT, one-stop shop, blah, blah, blah. Next, all airports where international commercial flights are accepted may be utilized to receive special commercial flights. So, ibig sabihin, kahit saan guys, hindi lang sa NAIA, Davao, Subic, Lawag. So, kahit saan, basta open, pwede kayong mag-land. And then, passengers drop off outside. Kung hindi sa Maynila yung landing ng special commercial flight, they may utilize sweeper flights for passengers return to Manila. Yan. And then upon arrival, they will classify passengers either OFW or non-OFW. But all of you po will undergo 14 days quarantine in the hotel. Naku, kawawa yung mga non-OFWs. 14 days bayad sa hotel din yan. Tapos, a test flight shall be mounted this July 2000. Oh, meron silang special commercial flight for this month, pero testing lang yun. And then, yan, they will exert all their efforts. So, yun guys. Ito yung information that we have as of now. This is IATF Resolution 127C. Hindi pa ito siya nakikita sa official gazette. This is only shared by Undersecretary. Kaya I highly suggest you follow her on Twitter. So this is all our update for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. I will see you again with another travel update. Get vaccinated if you can, guys. And then always wear your mask if you're required to do so, and be nice to each other. We all want to come home. I'll see you again. Bye-bye.